It's live now. And then let me bring up the document. Okay, Andrea, it's all you.
Okay, so today is Thursday, June 12th at about 3:10. And in the room, we have Molly Taylor and Mark Pope from the Stewardship Committee. We have Jennifer Jones from the BLM and Melanie McCandless from the Grand County Commission. And online, we have Tom Dillon from the Stewardship Committee and Matt Olding from Sam Flats and myself, Director Andrea Brand. I didn't say that. First order of business is approval of the minutes. So.
Separately?
Yeah, we have to do them separately. Sorry, thank you. So we have March 20th and we also have April 29th. So let's do March 20th first.
I motion to approve the March 20th minutes.
And I'll second.
Okay, so Molly made a motion and Mark seconded. And any discussion? Okay. All in favor of the minutes from March 20th?
Aye.
Okay, and then we will do the next ones, which is April 29th minutes. Any discussion on those?
I have none. I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, Mark made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Molly seconded, and let's go ahead and vote. Okay. All in favor, and Tom, you're voting online?
He did.
Yep.
Okay,
He's silent.
thank you.
His hand waving.
Okay.
Is my microphone not working?
No,
we hear you.
We hear
Okay.
you. No, I probably just wasn't paying attention, wasn't looking up. So just to let you know about today, the agenda changed a little bit from the draft to, what I put in on the website 2 days ago or yesterday, I guess at around noon. So we do have a speaker doing a presentation at 4. So I'm gonna try to get through it before he comes. So the next thing on the list there, Matt, is the budget. So if we have sheets here, if you guys, everybody care.
Can you see the remake? You guys
Oh yeah, we can look at that one first. Yeah, we can look at that one first. So, put on my glasses. So the main thing here is, I'm not too worried yet, but we are down 2.5% compared to last year through May. And then I did, unfortunately it's on the back, but I did kind of try to color code things this time, although it's a little dark in the printout, to have them match the graph. But anyway, that's really something I just wanted to mention. We were up when we met last time, but May kind of got warm quicker this year. So that might have affected. We weren't hanging up our full sign in the campgrounds very often either. So we were close to full, but we weren't full as much as other years.
Well, we'll see how October and November.
Yeah, we'll see how the summer goes.
We're still a good half of budget.
Yeah, we're still fine.
Yeah.
So cash and combined cash fund on the balance sheet. They're telling me that we have $670,503 in the cash and combined cash fund. So remember last time we met, they hadn't done the Cassell and didn't have it figured out at that point. So that's looking good. And then on the second page, one thing I wanted to point out is there's a mistake on here. They haven't sent me the updated one yet, but there's this expense reimbursement here that's showing $15,000. And that is, she figured it out in the clerk's office, but she hasn't sent me the updated one and hasn't told me. I guess maybe she doesn't want me, I don't know. She hasn't told me why it's there, but it must be from a different department. So she's fixing that. That's on the second page here.
Oh, back page.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the revenues. So what we should have in there is about,
15,191.
yeah, the 15,191 is wrong. So, but the 9, it should be about 1,200 in there because we have gotten CNHA bought books from us and also Dead Horse and also Back Beyond. So we have about 1,200 or so in there. That's what we should have. Okay, so anyway, and then on the last page, let's see, there was something I wanted to point out. Oh, okay, contract professional services, which is, Matt, if you want to go to the next page, you could.
Contract toilet?
Contract professional services, which is 290 is the.
Okay.
That one is showing that we spent 1,200, but that's actually the speakers at the guide training. And so we have been reimbursed for that, but she needs to take it out of, well, anyway, it's not put in properly. So it's coming back to us in fees. I mean, it's coming out properly on here. I did take it out of contract professional services, but it's not showing in the reimbursement. It is coming back in fees in our fee rep, where we show our fees. So I was tracking that one down to see what happened with that because I knew we had gotten money from the Park Service paid for those speakers. But we had to do it up front just because they needed checks and for the people. And printing and publishing, you're seeing that we're over a little bit. That's down 480 is the last 3 digits of the code. We spent about 5,000 to have those books printed. And here they are, by the way.
Look really nice.
We put a new cover on them and a new title. We worked with CNHA. And that was really the only thing that got changed. And I printed 350 of them. And they're in the storage right now, but they bought 50 of them from us. And they're gonna keep, they said buying them if they, sell well. So like they are selling well so far. So that's nice. And we'll make about $5 a book. They cost a little under 20 to print. And they're selling them for probably around 30 or so.
And they're being sold at the National Park Visitor Centers and Back Beyond?
And Dead Horses, took a few from me.
Probably the non-information center as well.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay, y'all.
Did you put that together?
One of my staff did, about in 2016.
Oh.
And we've sold them ever since in Back Beyond and until just a few years ago at Dead Horse and Moab Made. But CNHA wasn't interested when we went to them years ago. But we were able to work with a printer and got them printed for less. And so it was in their price range. And then they wanted us to change the cover and the title, so we did. And so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so, so it's good. I guess it was the right timing. When we went to them before, they're like, oh, we have too many plant books right now. But somehow it was right this time, yeah. So that's great. I don't think there's anything else on here that's not, usual stuff at this time of year. Unless there's anything you see you wanna ask about. Okay. All right. So, okay, Matt, we can go to the PowerPoint. Oh, yeah, we already did that. So, so you can go to the next slide. Okay, what's happening?
All right.
E-bikes, okay, let me get the thing in front of me, the agenda. So is there any, where are we in the
The
process of?
update is we are hoping to have a draft environmental assessment out for comment around June 30th, end of the month.
Okay,
So that will be on e-planning, much like the scoping was, and accepting public comment. I wanna say it's either a 30 or a 60-day public comment.
okay. And then Melody, that the commission passed that new letter and that was sent to the BLM, I guess. Yes.
So that new letter, the commission was advised that the appropriate ideal way was to go
Do it in
ahead
the
and
timeframe that
respond to
was-
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Put it in when this
the initial
opens.
letter from the prior commission came in under the scoping window, great, no problem. BLM's happy to accept the letter, this new letter, but what would be most appropriate is if it's resubmitted as part of the public comment period of the draft environmental assessment. And Dave Howells, I believe, sent that to Bill Winfield via email.
I think it came to all, I saw it.
Might
It came to all the
all of you.
commissioners, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay,
It's been a couple weeks now, so
Yeah,
you
I think,
will be
yeah, it came
great.
to all the commissioners, I read it, so it came
Okay.
to all the commissioners.
okay, so they know. Okay. All right, so the next slide, Matt, please. Okay, so Sam Flats Road, as you recall, we did not apply for the RAISE grant this year. You can go to the next slide. I have a list of potential funding sources. So I met with the road department, met with Cody McKinney and Bill Jackson. And so the NOFO is the
Notice of fund.
Thank you. I was like, for some reason it was out of my brain. Knew it when I put it on there.
Just another acronym.
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna come out in October and the application will be due in January. And then I haven't been able yet, maybe some of you in the room know, I haven't been able yet to find what the UDOT's Utah Statewide Transportation Program schedule is. It sounds like it's a 6-year time frame, so I need to figure that out. I've looked all over the website and I just need to call somebody, I guess. So that would be 2 sources we came up with to seek funding for paving the road. Don't know what our chances are, of course, but anyway, and then paved pedestrian path. There's the recreational trail program, the RTP, which is how we got grants in the past to build Fins and Things parking lot to improve Slickrock and to build Hell's Revenge parking lot. So that is open between February 1st and March 31st, 2026. And then the Utah Outdoor Recreation Grant is another source that's due in the spring 2026. And then this UDOT's Utah Trail Network Grant, which is the 128 highway gap and all that, and the path to the Raptor State Park. I don't know their schedule for the next open period for that, so I need to find that out. So those were some things that we came up with so far.
Another one might be the outdoor recreation initiative. I'm trying to think if there's a time schedule, and I'm sure there is. And I wanted to say at the end of this month, Katie and I did a presentation a couple weeks ago for a project that would address accessibility issues in the Horsethief and Goose Island campgrounds.
Is that a state one or a federal one?
It's state, so it was funded off, it's funded off the House bill, I can't remember, I wanna say 286, but don't quote me. That provides, I wanna say it's about 10 million annually. And it's the Outdoor Recreation Initiative. But I think I don't know that the Utah Trail Network one would work. I think that one would work for a parallel trail, not the paving of the road, because it's specific to paved trails.
Right, that's what the bottom
Yeah.
part, I see I have one
Gotcha,
word
okay.
there wrong, I should just end path, grants for paved bike pedestrian path, and Utah Outdoor Recreation, that was
Gotcha.
duplicated on there, so sorry about
Yeah.
that when I arranged things around. But yeah, these bottom ones are for the pedestrian bike path grant. So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of UDOT,
Yeah,
Utah
for
Trail Network
Trail Network
be the
is
same thing.
absolutely appropriate. Yeah.
But I don't know their timeframe yet, so I need to keep doing some more research here and find that out. Okay, so the next is, so they're up there, the traffic counter slow signs. And you can go to the next one, I have some data from these. Okay, so, can you make it bigger, Matt?
Bigger?
Yeah, is there any way to make the screen bigger? Ooh,
Is it
Okay.
bigger?
yes. Okay, so this is, the bottom part, the red and the green are a little hard to figure out. But numbers of vehicles, you can see per day for the month of May. And you can see there was like, 345 on May 1st, 524 on May 2nd. So it goes through how many. Now, this is just the one counter that is the one by fins and things, but unfortunately, it's actually got put in the wrong place. So I have to have the road department move it. They put it after the fins and things trail instead of before. It does pick up some vehicles. Is there somebody there? Hello?
It's all your.
Oh, thank you. Okay. It's Jill. What was I saying? So they need to move it back, but it does pick up some vehicles. Like before you get onto the trail, you'll see it light up and show you your speed limit. So I need to talk to the company to find out, well, I guess it doesn't matter. If we move it to the right place where I wanted it in the first place, that will help. So, and the next slide, Matt.
Before you do it, just an observation, I'll process why the peaks for the speed seem to correlate to the peaks on the number of vehicles.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff. Let me go to the next one because it's gonna show those two bottom ones again, kind of.
Okay. And it makes sense if you have more vehicles, you're gonna
You
have
go faster.
a greater probability of
faster.
somebody exceeding the speed. But the fact that the average speed also increased with the number of vehicles is odd.
Yes, there's something weird, and especially not this one, so, well, you're noticing some stuff I didn't notice, but the other one near the X roads, that's got some things that are really weird. It's got like somebody was going 80 miles an hour. I'm like, really? I mean, possibly, but it had like an average speed of 60. I'm like, no, out of 113 vehicles that day, the average speed was 60. No. There's something seriously wrong with this counter. So, but we just collected these recently. So, but anyway, this is showing average speeds. So, this is, if you look at this, it's like, oh, people are pretty much sticking to the speed limit. I mean, if they're in a UTV, they're going maybe 20, but still, we don't know which is a UTV or a full-size vehicle, but that looks good there.
Yeah.
If you go to the next one, please. And then this one is the peak speeds. And look, they've got somebody going 70 on May 18th. And I don't know, maybe
It's possible.
it's possible. It's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially in a side by side.
I had a high school kid.
yeah,
It probably wasn't me.
it's possible. I mean, there's a 51, there's a 70, there's a 55 for some high.
Do these signs pick up bicyclists?
I don't think so, but I
For
don't
the
know.
average
they
speed could be
close
really
the
lowered by a number of bicyclists going
Yeah.
by.
Great point.
But say that again, Tom?
The average speed could be lowered considerably by bicyclists going by if it picks them up.
And they do pick it up, a bicyclist. I know that.
But
Oh,
sure not
right.
pedestrian.
Filter that out somehow.
Okay, could lower the average. Right.
Always has to be variables.
Okay. All right. That was good comment.
Can you flick back 2 pages, Matt, to that first one? And note is it the weekends have the most? No, not necessarily. The 17th, 18th was a weekend, 10th, 11th. No, it's almost like the Fridays are the most traffic.
People coming in.
Anyway, all right, thanks. Yeah, people coming
Coming
in.
in.
Good observation. And does it catch it both ways? Just one way?
Just one way.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so let's go to the next, the night sky, this one I put in. I guess I was just kind of doing a follow-up. So, the magnesium chloride did okay for a month or so, but then, it's really washboarded again. And so Cody from the road department and I talked about, it would be ideal if we could do it like twice a year, but that's quite a bit of money. And also that $19,500 that Sandflat's paid, that was just for the magnesium chloride. The road department had spent like 2 or 3 weeks hauling up gravel before that. And I was like, in an ideal world, if we couldn't get it paved, you know, obviously the ideal if we get it paved, but we couldn't get it paved, we're like, oh, if we could do it like in February and then do it in August. And then, you know, before each season, the road would be better, but anyway, we were just talking about that stuff.
It'd be really interesting to see if the road being better correlates to faster speeds.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, just out of
Oh, yeah.
curiosity,
So like next month
this is
as
an
it,
opportunity to look at that.
yeah,
Right.
see what the roads
When-
next month
Yeah,
as it gets worse again.
but you're saying now it's worse, cause it said did
Yeah.
okay for a month or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, that's-
I don't know, there's this weird theory, some people try to go faster on the washboards, so.
Right, to not,
Right. Like, well,
you'll go off, boy,
Yeah.
go off the road in a pickup truck, yeah.
yeah.
So, and then this picture I showed last time when they were putting in that culvert there, and I just wanted to say it worked really well in that last storm that we had. And, it's a big culvert now. And it did wash out above the stock tanks, but they came up on Friday and, with the grader and fixed things. So that was nice of
Super
them.
quick.
Yeah, and it was on Friday, which is their usual day off, so that was awesome. Okay, we can go to the next one. Oh, the night sky, so I just want to let you know that he made those changes to the video. I did post it on Facebook on the week of April 21st, it was perfect. It just happened to correlate with International Dark Sky Week, but we had it ready. So Mark Finley worked really hard to get the information and convince the Park Service to put it on their Facebook page, because they don't usually do anything but their own stuff. So they had it on their Facebook page and Dead Horse and then we did too. And the Travel Council did like a little shortened version of it, which,
Yeah, I saw it on Discover Moab on
Was it?
Instagram. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's that video.
yeah, it was that video. It
Yeah.
wasn't as good as watching the whole
No.
video,
A
but
piece of it.
at least it was out there. So in a lot of places, so that was good. Okay, so the next one. Oh, I just wanted to let you know that I've talked to State Parks and they're gonna do this is last year's schedule, but I can send you the schedule, but they're gonna do one in the end of July, August and September. We'll do the Scorpion Walk in September. So yeah, so we've kind of got those dates down, which that's an advertisement from last year, but I can email you guys the dates. Yeah, I will do that. Cause we just firmed them up yesterday.
Or you're gonna post them on the Facebook.
They'll be on Facebook, they'll be in the paper, they'll be in the TI, they'll be in the Sun News, they'll be all over. So, yeah, so that'll be good again. I was happy they're excited about coming. And then, you can go to the next one, Matt, that's fine. So, this is a picture you saw last time, but I just wanted to let you know that those campsites that we took away, we're gonna put those in the other campgrounds this summer. I guess, Lee is gonna be available the end of July. We just have 6 campgrounds that we're gonna put, spread out.
Campsites.
Yeah, campsites, we're gonna talk campgrounds,
I'm
campsites.
with you.
Put 2 in, B and like 2 in C and 2 in D. So, it'll be good.
So how many weeks do you have, Lee, did you say? You said end of July, but I didn't hear the weeks.
I think it's just gonna be a week,
Oh, okay,
for
gotcha.
us. Yeah, I think he'll do that in a week. It's pretty quick. Might be less than a week. But that's when he said he was available.
Okay, great.
So, okay, Matt, just, you know, if it's in August, that's fine with us too. We just hope that it's, you know, done before the fall season. And then the picnic pavilion, unfortunately, I didn't take pictures. I've seen so many bicyclists sitting under that when they come off of the trail. I didn't get a picture of the cyclist, but it is being well used. So, that's, parking lot's working really well. Okay, you can go to the next one. I'm glad we have 2 toilets in there. They're getting well used, so.
They're nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's working great. Yeah, those are just like the one at Falcon Flow, they're great. And like you guys have in a lot of places, those metal toilets. Okay, so what do I have next? Oh, okay, so this is what I showed you last time. These seem to be working well. We've ordered more, so we have them, you know, quite a few of them out there just in front of trees that seem to be ones that are getting vandalized, and so we're putting the signs up, but we think it's helping. And then the next one is, okay, so Matt, can you make this one bigger?
Yeah.
This is a draft.
No feeding.
No, it's no cutting the wood, but this is a draft, so you guys let me know what you think. If you-
Well, I saw the
Got
rewrite.
response, too many words.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot there. So I just put it all on there to see what you thought. This is, in response to all the things we talked about. And I also don't necessarily like how it's on the green
I think we
background.
could do something other than a Park Service website on BLM and county managed lands.
True. It is a nice page, but it takes you to, talks about junipers. The link, but we'll write that down.
Maybe we could just extrapolate some info.
We got too much info though.
Wonder if you could do a visual with, and I'm just making up here, but like, here's 10-year-old tree, here's a 100-year-old tree, here's a 300-year-old tree, or something like that, just for the visual, without saying the words. I mean, obviously, you'd have to put a year or time frame with it.
Well, on that link, that Park Service link, it talks about this juniper tree is only 5 feet tall, but it's probably 50 years old. Easily 50 years old. So, that's along the lines that you're talking about.
I have to admit, I have trouble with it, but people are all about pictures. So if you could visually illustrate it, they might actually get the information as opposed to words.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of, what do I have on there? Please protect ancient trees and refrain from breaking off limbs or stripping bark. It's also illegal and can incur a $250 fine. Please bring in your own firewood. Juniper and pinyon trees, like most desert plants, are slow growing. And a tree that is only 20 feet tall can be 350 to 700 years old. Broken limbs will not grow back in our lifetime. These trees play a vital role in the desert ecosystem, providing habitat for many mammals and bird species.
So a simple thing would be like, dead wood is important. Don't burn.
This is on the kiosk, right?
Well, not
On the
anywhere yet,
website.
but it's a draft, yeah.
Yeah.
Kiosk.
Do you also, if you go to the Sand Flats website, is there information there, like if you're planning to come up here?
Yeah, it talks about not collecting wood.
Okay.
and- Yeah,
I
it's
just
got-
feel like kids and families, they want to break limbs and they're like, what could that possibly do wrong? And when I've been out there in life with other people, they're like, why? It's dead. But you just gotta say, simple, like, no, insect, everything uses it. It's part of the,
Home,
yeah,
And we do,
dead wood should stay.
we have it in our brochure.
Right,
on the
but I meant like
website.
for a message to keep it
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
So like, I actually, when I glanced up, I thought it was gonna be about not feeding the ravens. And I saw the no hand.
No, it's a good
I was
point.
like,
Nobody's really looked at this except Jason, so.
Okay, I was just like, something simpler than like, don't break limbs, don't burn dead wood. People think dead wood's fine to burn. And then if they wanna know why, they can research it.
Well, in areas that have lots of wood, like mountain, it's different, but not in the desert.
No, it's not different.
Not different. You have to get rid of some of it.
It's
so that
becoming
they don't have
soil,
fire.
and insects and everything, it's breaking it down.
Well, so you're thinking like, okay, you're talking about a visual of maybe the trees being the different size of trees at different ages.
just an idea.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I tried to take the ideas from last time.
Right. And I'm just trying to simplify the wordage of,
Yeah.
so like a kid or someone walking by, it's like,
So,
oh, I
yeah,
shouldn't break a limb.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And just because I think it's dead, doesn't mean I should.
Dead and down could be home, maybe home to someone else.
Oh, did you pick that up somewhere? Just make it up now.
Just made it up.
Wow.
Dead wood equals other people's, other homes, yeah. Insect and animal homes. Food for worms.
All right, okay, well, it's summer, so good time to work on something like this, okay. All right, Matt, you can go to the, okay, so finally the kiosks are up at the 10-minute, we're still haven't sent these big signs off yet, and now we're almost wondering if we should still wait, because they were awarded, GCAT was awarded the Falcon Climb. So, you know, we do all these
Was
kiosks and then we have to change them again.
You mean the EA or something?
They were awarded the grant.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the EA was signed before and they were awarded the grant. So they're gonna start building in the winter. So, yeah, that's on my list too, but anyway, we jumped ahead to that. So, some of them we're gonna order like this week, next week. The one that he redid for Slickrock and redid for Howells, we'll just go ahead and get those. But these, ones that show the whole recreation area, I think we're gonna need to wait.
Yeah, or you could have someone just paint it on.
Or could you have
The
one that,
table.
like a line saying coming soon or something? How much is a sign? Is one of these?
These are big.
So where
They're
you
about
could have,
60.
you could go ahead and put it in,
$60.
but then in tape on top of it, put coming soon.
Well, I mean, we can get decals that go over them later, but
Yeah,
Are they already printed?
no, we haven't made them yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
They're
digital
designed.
format waiting to go to the.
because it's just the one trail.
Yeah, it's just the one trail.
In digital format, is that just Jason? And is he doing them in InDesign?
Yeah, he does some in InDesign, we have Adobe Suite that we have subscription to, and, yeah, yep. He's my graphic artist.
So you could have it with it on there and then just put something over it, because it'd be up here all by itself in that empty spot.
Yeah,
So they'd have a
Yeah.
little thing like not open yet.
oh, I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
have it on there, but
Yeah,
then,
and have it not open or not built yet.
oh, well, that's a good
Or
idea.
just coming soon, spring of
Spring of 2026.
And that way, when it's after spring of 2026,
Right,
they know it's
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Or,
good idea.
or like a decal you take off or peel off
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
a piece of duct tape.
Yeah, so have it on there and then
Yeah.
maybe the decal they peel off is
Right.
coming spring of 2026.
Yes, exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
And then they're
and then
excited.
you've got it up there and then they're excited to come back next year.
That's a great idea. Boy, you guys are, this is great. Yeah, I mean, it's simple, but you know, there's only so many of us thinking about this stuff, so it's good to have the input. All right, next slide, Matt. Oh. They did move the fence, so maybe we don't want it moved. They came back to, oh yeah, we moved the fence, and I'm like, all right, so I have to go out there and look, let's see.
Well, which way did they move it? Did they move it back
Yeah,
away from it?
Back,
Yeah, that was Cliff's idea, which is okay. It's, it just changes the approach angle a little bit.
yeah,
And we had talked about keeping that lane open
right,
long run, so that was fine.
okay. And I have the write-up from Cliff, but I haven't done anything with it. I just had it sitting there. So I guess I need to get it turned into the BLM, or he needs to turn it into the BLM or something for the travel plan change.
I have one from him.
All right, and he sent it to you and he just sent me,
I just need the log.
yeah, he might have sent it to you when he sent it to me.
What's its technical name? What are we gonna call that area? That little hill?
Let me grab it, I don't know what he calls it, let
Oh,
me see.
and it's right up or say on the
This is
agenda.
cliffhanger.
Isn't it just,
This is it, you know,
okay, okay.
I don't think this is the proposal, I think this is the, well, it is.
I don't think it has an official name.
No, I just wonder if we're using a name so we know what we're talking about when
we talk
We
about
should
it.
probably give it a name.
so we can.
How about decision? Because there's 3 ways of going down. Decision Hill.
Decision fin.
So it's right off of Sims and things.
It is, yes.
Part of
it is
Finn's
the- it is
thing,
the
yeah.
Finn's.
Then a decision.
A thin decision. I don't see any discussion items, sorry.
No, I just,
All right,
okay, next one, Matt. Anyway, we'll get that moving. Or I'll make sure it comes to BLM, right?
Well, the cover is very beautiful. The other cover was white, which is great. It just gets dirty easily. So this is a really nice cover.
Yeah, yeah. it is.
So, yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah, so I already talked about it. And then Search and Rescue has their trailer. Maybe if you've been up there, you've seen it. And they're so thrilled to have it up there. They said it's, made their response time be like 20 minutes quicker.
Is it marked?
It is. It doesn't have that. You can go in a little bit, but it does have 2 sheriff decals on
Okay, that's
there.
what those two
But
things
they
are.
were
Gotcha.
supposed to have
A wrap or
Foy, I
something.
think, is it, he's
Yeah.
done work on my car, I can think of his
Jimmy?
first name. Yeah, Jimmy Foy is supposed to be making a nice decal there, and I guess,
Nice.
or a nice wrap,
That'll be a good photo op for people.
Yeah.
So
Good sound.
on that note, on our budget, when do our budget things like the search and rescue go through? Like near the end of the year?
Yeah, usually they take at the end of the year.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so,
So that we donate to Search and Rescue.
yeah,
That's for
we
Justin.
either give them, 10 to 15,000. Yep. I calculated out based on how much they've been up there the year before.
Oh, so there's a formula for it.
Now
so
there
it's the
is.
ultimate amount.
Yeah, now there's a formula. So, based on like labor and their equipment use, yeah. So it's good. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, the Spruce Up event, it was well attended. We had 15 people in the group that Kathy took out and they got a lot of good work done and it was a great event. So we were glad to be part of that again this year. And so, yeah. And then he's gonna be filming in the fall. Mark Finley will be coming back to film with Tim Graham in the fall, as long as everything gets approved to do that. It was budgeted, but we just have to, we're hoping that he can go before the commission as, what's that called, sole, he's like the only contractor that could. Sole source, I'm hoping, because of all of his vast footage that he has available. He's gonna be much cheaper than anybody else that we could get because he's been working in the Moab area for probably, for over a
Instead of
decade.
going and getting the 3 different RFPs or whatever.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't have to do that, but it's up, right now I'm supposed to write something up to give to Gabe and he's gonna decide if it fits sole source, and if it doesn't, then I do have to go get the 3. So I need to get that.
And is Mark Finley, is he local?
No, he's from California, but he's done almost all the videos that the Travel Council has on there, like probably
Since
15.
pre-pandemic.
Yeah, for probably 15 years. He did our 50 years of Slickrock video. Before that, he did probably 5 to 10 videos for Travel Council. So he has all this footage, all this knowledge, and especially with this particular thing, Tim Graham has worked with him before, and so they have a good working relationship. They did all the ephemeral pools video, the shrimp video, just a few minutes and we'll be ready. Anthony, yeah, you can sit down if you want. And so, anyway, we're hoping that it'll work out that he can do the one filming it again. Filming this again, so with Tim.
It's been great to work with.
And
from
something
my
that I just
perspective
gonna-
for edits. Sorry. I think Mark Finley's been fantastic to work with. Not only does he have all that B-roll, but he's really gained familiarity with the area and what it is that we're trying to convey from messaging, and he's super amenable to edits.
And we don't always have to go with the cheapest though. Because our policy doesn't not.
No, you don't have to go.
And then also,
But are we doing this for the travel council or why?
But also,
So
yeah.
Sam Fox, this will be Sam Fox.
Right.
So we just have this thing of doing videos. I don't.
Well,
Visual short bites.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Andrew and I originally, the travel council was separate with Elaine
Right.
Isler, but we had wanted something for
Okay,
all
so,
the hotels and for the rental businesses.
okay, so
It was
it's
just
just part
playing
of
in the
that.
background, so
educational-
subliminal messaging.
Okay,
In the hotels again,
okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go out, it's not something that's going out into the world, it's
It
staying
does.
in town.
No, it goes out to the universe.
And so
Anyone that
just
wants to
with
watch it.
all of the TRT fund discussions that we've been having right now,
Yeah.
I think pushing, because we have so much funding, pushing that
Oh, hi.
to the travel council so that we can use TRT funding instead of contract funding. So I don't know if you guys use,
Can we put that on the agenda?
Well, we already-
do you already use TRT money?
No,
for
we
that?
don't use TRT. We've used our own money and we
Right.
did budget
So
10.
let's not anymore, let's use TRT money, you know, so
That's
that
what
you
I'm
get
trying to say is
money.
why. I
Well,
believe
this
that-
particular one, well, that would be great if
Yeah.
we use TRT money. I mean, we have, like the Night Sky one,
Uh-huh.
the travel council paid for the editing for that one. So, you know, so we have had some partnerships. Then we've also partnered with the BLM, and then CNHA is interested in partnering with us on these videos as well.
Yeah, well, you know,
So-
we just have so much money in TRT
That'd
to
be
spend
great,
on promotion. And so if we can save money.
Can I recommend for an agenda item for next meeting, we talk about
That,
funding the videos
Okay,
with TRT?
And you'll have to
Maybe
go
we
to
need to
the
talk
travel
about additional
council.
videos too.
What's that?
Maybe we need to talk about additional videos,
Yeah,
just.
because there's money, I mean,
focus.
there's money in the TRT promotion.
well, then,
And then, and so to use that TRT promotion money, it'll have to go through the travel council. So the MTAB, Mod Travel Advisory Board now, is where we would go. So we come up with a plan and it can go to them and present to them and then they approve it and then that way promotional money and then money that Sandflats is earning goes to somewhere else.
Right, like
Toilets
search and
or whatever,
rescue,
search and
okay.
rescue.
yeah, I mean, I think that's good. The only thing, they have a little bit different, I don't know. They have a little maybe different vision than we might have to
Yeah.
educating and explaining things. Like, for example, what they did with that Night Sky video, where they just did a really short little blurb.
But you wouldn't be
They
going
took
up for your video, you'd be doing the video but getting the funding from the TRT.
Would we be able to, I mean,
Yeah, and it may be, so this is kind of like, I mean, Brian's the MTAB liaison, but we talked about this, and just because we have all of this promotional money, it just makes sense to not use money that we can use in other places when we can use promotional money.
Yeah.
But, so it'd be more like you working with the, so we have a new, Madden is our new company that is doing all the promoting and stuff like that, so maybe you would work with Madden, and but we'll figure, so we'll just walk through this. We could talk, next meeting, we talk about this, and I just think it's something to bring up is, and I know you don't wanna like hand it over and say, hey, you advertise for us, but you want to have still your hands on it, but I think
yeah, we
we
still
can
wanna
use
have
the
our,
money that way though.
well,
for
like,
promotional.
for example, with the editing, I mean, they just transferred over the 3,000. They already had an agreement with Mark Finley,
Mhm.
and there was some extra money, and that was what they spent on the editing for the Night Sky one.
Yeah,
So that was a little different, but when we did the 50 years of Slickrock, Travel Council gave us $2,000, just transferred it to us to help pay for that, and the BLM, I think, gave 3,000 or something, and we put in 4,500 or something, whatever it was. So we, partnered on it, but we
Yeah.
would like to,
well, I don't think that we should, I think that all of our county, anything that we're using that's for promotion, we should use TRT money.
this is promotion, but it's also educational, so
As
it's not
long as
just
it's going
promotion.
out in the world as a promoting, as a number one, then we can use TRT money for it.
Okay.
But,
Well, I guess you
I
have
mean,
to-
but TRT, but the travel council could say, you know what, we are only gonna give you 50% of it because 50% is educational, but the 50%
That's
is
fine.
promotional, and then it's just, there's money that can be used, just like in government, when you have restricted funds and they can only be used for specific thing, it's like, then let's use our restricted funds for that specific thing and use all of our unrestricted funds for everything else, and that's just what the better use of our funds, but I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I just wanna.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
As a
that.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, because like I said,
Because
they have,
there's a chunk of money sitting there for that, and I mean, it states actually we have to use it in promotion, and so let's use it in every single department, I mean, the museum, anywhere that's doing promoting in our county should be using that chunk of money for promotion instead of their own chunk of money.
What I'm hearing though is we're not talking about content. The travel council or MTAB wouldn't change the content of the message, only determine how much funding would apply.
Yeah, as long as it was about promoting, I mean, that's the number one.
Promotional aspect.
Mhm, promotional aspect, and I know there's a lot going on about what's
Okay, let's
promoting
put
and
it on
stuff.
the agenda
Yep.
for,
well, the thing is though, we aren't scheduled to meet until September, and
Oh.
you would be filming in,
Oh.
so you'd be filming before that. But there's the filming and then there's the editing,
Mhm.
so usually he comes, he films for a week, then he goes back to California and the editing takes a month or
So
so.
the question related to that, in order for the money to be applied, would product have to be more or less developed for them to evaluate how much content?
No, I think could you guys give Andrea the go-ahead to go in front of the MTAB board? I mean, is that how, I think that.
Well, they've already approved the budget for us to spend.
I was just
$10,000 this
referring to
year on a
next
video.
year.
On next year, in the future.
I mean, just putting it
Yeah.
on the agenda since we have today's agenda.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you need our permission.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a guest here, so let's see if we can, we might be able to wrap this up. Matt, do you have,
Just one more item.
yeah, there's not too much more on here. I think we can go through them pretty quick.
Hold on.
Matt, do you still have our PowerPoint?
I do. Hold on 1 second. I shift screens. Ooh.
Oh, actually, no, you know what? You don't even have to pull it up because our last thing was just the Falcon Climb grant was awarded, so you're fine. We can just let Anthony Ricco start his presentation if you want to. So
Yeah.
Anthony, I sent you the Zoom link in an email.
Yeah,
So
he's there.
He was
Yeah.
all set up a second ago.
Yeah, he's here, and I guess he was all set up, and I messed him up.
All good.
Sorry. So,
Yeah.
okay, reviewing Ricco's screen. Okay, very good. So, and I forgot to mention that Kristen Hoffine has come into the room about maybe 10 minutes ago. And Anthony came in about a few minutes before her.
And
So,
Andrea, could
Anthony Ricco from Ravens Rim and Kristen Hoffine from the Planning and Zoning Department.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I just want you to introduce, the new people. Thank you.
Yes.
Hold on, you want to move this way so they can see you, or does it matter?
You can move this if you want, yeah.
Christina, would you like to join?
I might actually move over.
Yeah, Kristen was over here, yeah, so we can see it.
Please, I want to share a different screen.
Oh, and just to give a little introduction, so I met with Quinn Hall and myself met with Anthony on Monday, and they went over some of their plans for the Ravens Rim area that was discussed last time. But so far, they haven't turned in those plans to the planning department yet. So they're just coming to do a presentation to tell us what their ideas are.
Great.
Yeah. So guys, this is looking at the parcel map. This is probably like a 30,000 foot view. Just because there was a lot of confusion during our planning and zoning meeting, people were talking about, how this affects things on 191, and this parcel does not actually touch 191. We do happen to own this parcel that's located down here in this corner and in this corner and down here, but the parcel in red is the one that we're actually talking about making the changes on. Just to give you a little bit better, that is where the G is. That's on our property, just to give you guys that better orientation. And then here's all of our trails that cut through. So that yellow-green one there is how we currently get to the zipline park from 191. And it cuts through multiple parcels that are ours and parcels that we've given county easement to and all stuff back and forth. Just for the sake of orientation, this in this upper right-hand corner is an easement on Hell's Revenge. This is the Slickrock bike trail. This over here in this bottom right corner is Tip Over Challenge. And then again, these are all our current roads that we go back and forth on. This is just showing additional use. This is where people are coming off of Hell's Revenge and just going everywhere on Ravens Run. This is, the most exaggerated just because it's rubber all over, so it's really easy to see. And we're not even trying to stop people from accessing all of this stuff. It's just more to show the way the public uses the land, right? And it's not even including the Slickrock Trail or the county D roads that people go back and forth on. So we've had some conversations with people about what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do, access to the road. So this comes from the county recorder's office. These are the D roads that actually cut through the land. That's not even an easement, that's just a county D road, the same as any of the other D roads. So that's just proof of concept end of life. Funny enough, Hell's Revenge is a D road, but if that's what checks the boxes, that's what checks the boxes. This is our current zipline course as it cuts through and goes fin to fin. If you guys are familiar with the Slickrock Trail, that's this teal one here in the center. That's the one that jumps through. This is a rappelling course. This is a climbing area. And then this is the piece of property that we're really going to focus on. But I think the easiest way to do this is to actually jump over into Google Earth. The important thing from this map is that property boundary that's on the right-hand side. And you guys see where this zip line is actually terminating. And I'm going to stop sharing this for a second, just so I can reshare the other screen. So this is Google Earth. This is probably the easiest way for me to move around.
While you're moving, can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah,
so you mentioned Hell's Revenge is County D road. Is and just refresher, is there an easement on the extent of that to Greene County?
What do you mean? County
So-
D road is a county road, so.
So
There is no easement.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's just a
prescriptive,
county road.
right, no problem.
And it's
Perpetuity.
yeah, it's in perpetuity, it's a historical
Gotcha.
road, and D road just means that it's unmaintained by the
Unmaintained, no
county.
funding.
There's still liability associated for the county for all county D roads.
And so from your private property perspective, that's not going to be disallowed access.
We literally couldn't do it. It'd
Because
be
you
like saying if you
can't, and
can
there's no
close your road,
easement
that goes to
either.
your house, you know,
Okay.
like I can't close a public road at all.
So, well, yeah, so an you just have to grant the access. It can be moved by the property owner if it runs across private land. You just have
So
to
it can be
be able to
relocated, but it
maintain-
still maintains
Yeah, it just has to be
access.
maintain access from all points when there's an easement on a property. It can be moved, and that's usually done with a negotiation between both parties.
Okay, yeah, and I think I'm just following up on a conversation you probably had with Search and Rescue over Easter Jeep Safari
Yeah.
about that whole thing. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify. Thank
No,
you.
I'm actually stoked. I have a meeting with them, I believe next Thursday. Just because I want to go, over all of our SOPs and like how things function,
Great.
how things go.
All
yeah.
for the good, thanks.
Yeah, it's all for the good. What we're really looking at is this bowl section here. If we're gonna really zoom out on it. Wow, this is so laggy by comparison, sorry. We're just gonna keep on zooming in so everybody can kind of see where this is at. We're just zooming in on this bowl that's in this section. So I can show you guys where the climbing area is gonna be all in this area. It is just to the left of where we were at. We were just over here on the right-hand side. So the climbing area is going to be back here amongst the fins, in between the fins, as well as our rappelling course. And I don't think anybody has any real major oppositions to that. But when we're talking about the food truck, this is where people start to wonder. So looking at this from, I guess, the view from the trails, if we look all the way down, this is still in a bowl section. So the area that we're talking about putting in a drive-in, well, let me back up. We're asking for permission for 4 things. We're looking for a climbing area, a rappelling course, a drive-in movie theater, and a food truck. The drive-in movie theater really doubles as parking for the food truck. So that way when we have events like Easter Jeep Safari and a bunch of people want to be there, that way we're not spilling out onto any other trails. We're keeping on private property. And then really it's just something cool to do at night. So this being the bowl in the back where that food or where the parking for the drive-in theater would be, the food truck would live over here in this bottom left corner. And then this is tip over challenge and it's bypass. So these roads here are how people would get to us. So they would go to the bypass to tip over, then they would actually enter onto our property. And then we can go to the food truck and then continue on to the drive-in movie theater.
And how would you be accessing all this for?
How are our patrons going to be using it?
Yeah.
They're going to take
or accessing it up from.
the same roads that were on that first map. So what we would really like to do would be to all of our traffic to go via our road. We will let people come in from
I mean, it's
Hell's.
pretty rough.
Our road?
Yeah.
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 It's,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a service road,
Right.
but the idea is we are off-roading.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
You mean you're 4-wheel driving?
Or four-wheel driving.
Off-roading's illegal.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, just
Semantics.
it's
So
working
important.
together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're four-wheel driving. And then
Okay.
everything that we're gonna do is gonna come up our same road, you know, like
Okay,
we put through thousands of people every year
right,
up our road, so, you know.
right, and you,
With you driving though.
well, and you
No,
put it,
actually, we split it right now.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
What do you mean you split it?
let people drive their.
We'll let people drive the
Drive up.
UTV on the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just depends. It doesn't happen all the time, but you know,
But then what do they do when they come up with their UTV?
our people,
Goes
we can
Yeah.
park it here and then we go
No,
through
but
the
I
zip line
mean,
course. and-
now when they come up with the UTV.
So currently the UTV drives up, it goes to the
Zip
first
line.
line, we do the zip line course, we run back, it's like a 5-minute walk
Okay,
across, and then we pick up the UTV and drive
But
home.
the people that are coming up with their own UTV,
No,
They're
no,
coming up in our UTVs,
Oh,
but no matter what, they all just will stay in this bowl.
he just said some are driving themselves, you follow,
you follow
Yeah, we
up,
will
but
follow
my
up.
question is, are they then going on Hell's Revenge?
No,
Okay.
No.
I just want to clarify.
oh, yeah.
When they come up, when those people come up to
No.
do the zip lines and everything, and they've driven their UTV up, then when they're done, do they then go into?
They're not driving their
Sandflies?
own, they're driving theirs.
Right, but he said half and half. He said
Yeah.
half are driving their own.
No one's driving their own, they're driving ours.
They're driving yours.
Oh, they're driving yours.
Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
clarified.
for something fun to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, so you don't have
okay.
to have so many guides.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm, okay.
Exactly, it helps with shuttling out.
So drive behind, okay,
Yeah,
So
okay.
piggyback on
Well,
that,
but yeah, that's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah, I was just trying to understand.
Yeah.
because
is there a physical connection between your road and the exit to Tip River Challenge? Would it be physically possible to get to Hell's Revenge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is this road. Sorry, I'm not
You
used to
had it
flying
before. You
around.
had it before.
And that,
It's this road right here.
and the bypass goes right
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, so that's the
That's the,
tip over is over here on the far right.
that's the go around,
Yeah, this is the bypass where the arrow is, and then this is the access road. And then the food truck would be tucked back in this corner amongst these fins. And then this bowl is where we would like to put the food or the drive-in, and then this fin is where I'd like to project onto.
Oh, interesting.
I think their train of thought maybe is just that, so when people come up your road and then go into the, and watch their movie or get us something at the food truck, they could then access Hell's Revenge from there, they could. And at that point, they should be paying a Sandflies fee. So I mean, so maybe some kind of like, so something to think about is, beyond this point is Sandflies and you need to pay a fee, and could you put a fee box there?
You could put a QR code of
A
it.
QR code or something, I mean, some kind of.
I would totally be down for that. And right now there is still access, like technically they are D roads. So if people are just passing through them, there is all of that same deal. I don't want to encourage any of that type of behavior. I'm so down to put a little toll gate or something that just says, hey, this is how you have to pay to go this way, even if it's.
Do they pay to access your road since it's, in order to get to 191, they go through your property, right?
Well, nobody's exiting Hell's and coming through our property currently.
I mean, exit helps, but just for the zip line, to go up your roads
They
to access it.
They're in their
No one's taking their own
vehicles
private
now.
vehicles up there
Yeah.
currently.
It's all,
It's all our
all
vehicles.
your vehicles.
Okay, I just misunderstood when he said 50-50, I thought
Right.
50 private,
So
50,
your
but
road
he meant
is a
50
private road
private.
and not a county D road.
Our road is a county road and
Oh.
not a county D road.
But if people are walking on it, they're told they can't walk. 'cause
No,
it's private.
they're allowed to walk on it.
Oh,
People walk on our road all the time.
yeah,
But-
I've been told.
There's actually, I
Okay.
can't go back to the other frame. I can show you where the county D roads are on that first frame, those blue lines.
Okay, no, I was
Yeah,
just.
but the
clar-
yellow one is not a county, that's not a county road.
No.
right? That's your own.
No,
That's
that
right.
green.
That's a private
That's your
road,
private.
that's what we thought.
So you're, yeah.
So here, check this out, just for the ease of, sorry guys. So. These are the D roads. They run
Okay.
perpendicular.
Right.
If you're accessing it from the bottom, if you are crossing here, or if you're going anywhere back here, then that's trespassing.
Yeah,
But like this goes all the way down to Moab Springs Ranch. There's a little
Yeah.
cattle path there. So if you go up
Right.
the Moab Springs Ranch side, it's all gravy.
Yeah.
So it all just
Yeah.
depends on how you're actually accessing the
Okay.
property.
Yeah.
And we've even put up a sign with a QR code that says you are entering a public trail located on private property. Here's the trail. Here's how you stay on trail. We haven't done anything from the Swiss Cheese Ridge side yet, but I would love to put some signage up there to tell people like, hey, this is how you can get to the G, not to be trespassing and still have access to, all the county D roads.
yeah.
I think it.
I was just asking Melody if this was included, if Katie was encompassing this as part of the master plan that they're working on in Grand County too, just for future development.
Yeah, I mean, I love having conversations with people.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of what we're going for.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, this is still yet to go back to county commission with all of this additional stuff. And even the only reason we applied originally because it matched the future land use plan, and I, like building questions are questions for building department, planning is for planning. That was my own, idiocy, thinking that those things were separate. So we're just applying with all of these information here. I'm hoping to submit that honestly this week, next week. I'm not trying to be like devious about the way that we're going about this, which is why I'm so down to have all of these kind of conversations.
Ricco and I met, and so I said, this is the group you gotta go talk to, I said,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've talked to I talked to a couple other tour companies. I've talked to the Red Rock four-wheelers, the guys who host Easter Jeep Safari. I was like, what do you guys think about this? And like, objectively, if I don't have public buy-in, this is a failed business. And it's going to be an absolute mission to get a food truck up there. So I need to know objectively that it's successful, because if everybody says, this is a stupid idea, nobody wants to go to a drive-in, it's 2025, what a dumb idea, then, I objectively don't want to do it.
What zone are you seeking though?
So it's resort commercial, and I wish there was a better zone that actually sought that out. And from the politics standpoint, I don't care if everybody wants to amend our CUP. I don't care if you want to spot zone this. I would love to not be involved in any of the politics and just say, hey, this is the result I'm after. How do I do this? But we can't actually have those conversations. Apparently we're not supposed to, because if we go to planning and zoning, then they say, no, you have to request permission, and it'll tell you if it's yes or no. It doesn't ever feel like
you can come and talk to me about this, but really quickly,
Yeah.
A theater isn't allowed in resort commercial. You'd have to go with resort special.
Great,
And
I'll do
then
resort
as
special.
far as,
Yeah.
that's the one that we would recommend anyway.
Okay.
So I really do think you should actually have
I'm so
meeting
down,
with me.
yeah.
Because I do think that having that meeting before you submit anything would clarify a lot, and I think we could do this in a way that would not be contentious at all.
I would love to have some meetings with you. The last meeting that I had with somebody from planning and zoning to say, hey, I would like to have a meeting about this. I was told literally not to waste my time and just to go push this to county commission and then try and have conversations with them. And when we're not in a public space, I'll have that conversation with you.
Sure, no, I get
Yeah. But it is so, we're also told that the future land use map wasn't supposed to be including this property, which for it to go through multiple rounds of public hearings, for it to go through planning and zoning revisions, for it to go all the way to county commission and then be adopted, and then to say, oh, that's not actually what that's supposed to be, is so scary. So scary, because to me, I'm like, man, this went through so many hands. This got voted on. Everybody agreed that this was what this goes for. I am purely result driven. If we want to spot zone this and just say, if this wee little area, couldn't care less, right? I am just trying to get these things to happen, and then everything else, I don't really care how it happens. If we just said another CUP, and we could stamp those things for the rest of our life. It makes no difference to me. Yeah.
And he's gonna be hauling water, and he is gonna be doing solar or generator.
Yeah, so we're doing
power.
solar and everything. We have one of these large solar panel trailers. Long term, I would love to figure out another means to that, but for the short term, and I mean, maybe a composting toilet. I'm having conversations with the health department on if that goes, because I don't want to contaminate any groundwater or any stream beds or any of that stuff. So as of right now, we're just going to haul water up and then vacuum truck it all the way back down, which will ultimately require a small fleet of very capable little off-road vehicles to do all of this stuff. But I think that that's the thing that makes it cool, because to me, and to everybody who's driving on Hells, you're 3/4 of the way through Hells. You've been out there for 3 hours, and now you stumble upon this little outpost that's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, yeah. And I want to call it the Oasis food truck or something along those lines. Yeah. And that's the idea. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. The food truck is for everybody to come off of Hell's Revenge. I would love to set up a sunset spot so that way people who are actually doing 4x4 trails can park on Hell's and then see both sides, because from Swiss Cheese Ridge, we've got views of the mountains, we've got views of the other side, so you can have a proper panorama. And of course, I want to collaborate with other people and say like, yeah, bring your tours over here. Have your people buy our drinks and whatever the case may be.
If I understand the location, that's pretty much where you're pretty much done with Hell's Revenge and you're about to come off.
You're about to come off
the
of it,
trail.
yeah.
So it's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention to you while you're here, in preparing for our last meeting, I watched the video of the Planning Commission and heard Mark Steen's comments about people leaving the trail.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a separate issue, but just as important about keeping people on the trail. So if there's things that we need to do in order to address those concerns, please come back to us.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a problem everywhere, is keeping people on trail. And the fact that it's in Sand Flats is no different than any place else. If that's an issue, that's a concern, we have to address it.
Yeah, and I think like there are people, you know where the suspension bridge is on, the people love to get onto the suspension bridge and take a bike out there and pose with a picture and do this kind of stuff.
Do you still have all those signs?
We have plenty of signs.
Yeah.
When people think that they are alone in empty space, they don't really care what signs to say. And honestly, as long as nobody's putting themselves in a position where they're going to hurt themselves, I don't mind, but if they're creating liability issues by coming onto the bridge, that's where, I start to have an issue with things. But like even through the hot tubs, I have no plans on doing anything with the hot tub. It's just, that's how people want to recreate. And I say, yeah, go ahead and recreate. I think he did that more of, the frustration from him comes from a place of all of the stats that you guys tout as far as what Hell's Revenge and what the Slickrock Trail in the area bring to the community. We are also paying the cost for that, but we're not in a position to reap any reward because of the access to the property. So like our land is being used for that. People are going all over the place. We're just saying like, hey, the way you guys charge a fee, I would love to charge a fee. And it's not even saying we have a toll road when you get onto the property, because you guys have easements for all those things. And we're not trying to change those easements or move them. I'm just saying if it's beneficial for you, it would be beneficial for us. And I would love to utilize that same pool of people and be able to like work with the other companies in town for a drive-in or for the food truck. And
Or even just a toilet, quite honestly.
Honestly, just a toilet. Like in all of those things, like we had a conversation in the last meeting about the maintenance on them. We have, thousands of reviews and 4.9 stars. If we had a toilet that was in constant disrepair, it would tank that as a business, right? So like we not only have to do it, but we have to do all of these things well. And because we can charge for these things, we can have the funds to say, yeah, we're going to drive an off-road truck to go empty that tank every day, because that's just the cost of doing business,
Or buy something to get the code for the toilets.
Yeah, right. Maybe you have to do a receipt or something. I don't know.
To get the code for the toilet, because like
the place at Crescent Junction, you have to buy something before you can use the toilet.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to do something where they have to manually hand pump the water, so they also have to feel the pain of working for the water in the desert.
Well, I mean, we're so off topic, but I mean, in reality, every commercial tour that has a sunset tour should pack out their own urine, because there are no bathrooms.
Well, don't they all have
They're
dry bags?
required by Greene County ordinance for solid human waste.
Right, but not liquid. I'm just talking liquid. Yeah. Anyway, big issue.
So what kind of things, like what kind of points of friction, what kind of fears would you guys have on this kind of stuff? Like what do you think? What are your big red flags where you're like, oh man, that's terrible because of X, Y, or Z?
Well, I'm not saying terrible, but I'm just thinking of some things though that are, I don't know, maybe something or maybe not, like generator. So there's noise potentially. Of course, there's lots of noisy vehicles out there. So I don't know what, I mean, as far as this is different, but anyway, I'm just throwing it out there, thinking about stuff. So like in our campgrounds, we have quiet hours, 10 p.m., 6 a.m. And then we do have generator, 8 o'clock p.m. stop generators. We have that posted. And then, we talked about before when we met, like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you had a movie screen that you had some kind of thing on top of it so that it would be shining up in the sky, you have dark skies. Something that I am under the impression, I think I'm accurate on this, is that most of the sunset tours go to the river overlook and come back.
Mhm.
A lot of them don't come over to the tip over. Now there is that bypass, there's those shortcuts that they could come over there, but and a lot of the outfitters just do the river and back.
Mhm.
There's only a few that come over and do escalator and tip over and all that. So I just was trying to like give you a little knowledge that we have about what we see so far up there.
Yeah,
You know.
I would love to have those conversations. I haven't even had them honestly with the outfitters. It's one of those situations where like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do I start having these conversations with people, or do we start approaching them? Because if they have a place to go, they go to the overlook because that's objectively the good spot to go to. If we can offer them a plan B, people can be on board. They can say no,
Well, yeah, I mean, they could come back from the river, they could do the cutover
Yeah.
and get over there.
Yeah.
To,
Mhm.
to visit a food truck.
Yeah.
Or to watch a movie or something.
And so there are a bunch of things to be aware of, right? Like the waste that we produce. So we'll probably put those solar trash compactor trash cans just so we don't have to make 50 trips a day. The noise ordinance, we talked about everybody doing FM transmitters, so we can go old school on our drive-in, or we can do, and we can also offer the silent disco style headphones. So that way, if people would like to actually watch the movie, if the kids are really stoked on watching Back to the Future, and we want to just sit here and have a conversation and do that thing, then we're not all stepping on each other's toes, we're not all cranking the volume to try and compete. We talked about putting just an overhang on the projector screen just to stop the light scatter from going into the sky. The Bynum's Emily is very into dark sky and into the lighting design. So that's something that is like very near and dear to our heart because the dark sky is the reason I moved out here. And then generators and solar and all of that kind of stuff. I would run everything off of batteries and solar. So I don't want to use generators. I don't objectively like them. But there may be a cases where we have to, but I don't want to say there will never be a generator, but I would love to do this on solar, and we have the tools to do that currently. So that's sound, trash, and then like we talked about toilets, we would vacuum it out. So I'm not looking to spread effluent all over the land.
I'm sorry, I might have cut you off.
No, you didn't.
Did you have?
No, and this isn't specific to your identified uses. I think the obvious objection or barrier is the maximum usage that could come from that zoning.
Mhm.
And maybe Resort Special has much more limitations to it that would limit what could possibly be. Because, and you've heard this before from all the other meetings you've been to, we have to consider what happens when you're no longer the owner of something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the zoning. So honestly, that's probably the biggest concern any of us would have, and probably anybody else who hears the plans would be concerned about that. So,
and I am down for whatever tools we have to make sure that those things aren't the case.
That's not our purview here, but obviously that's the same concern we share.
Just for information, Resort Special would be a 1 unit for 5 acres, which is similar to I think what it is now, which is ranch and grazing, which is the same density.
Interesting.
And honest, like to get water and sewer up there, Lion's Back isn't selling. Like it would be so cost prohibitive, and it's just objectively a terrible decision. I'm not saying that like somebody with just umpteen tons of money would say like, yes, I'll absolutely do that. We should take that into account and put limitations so those things don't happen. But getting water and sewer up there would be millions and millions of dollars that just we would never get back.
Do you have access to Sandflat's data as to how many people are coming through there?
No.
That might help you with some business decisions. Obviously, we don't know exactly how many are on Hell's Revenge, right?
We have the last counter showed about almost 50,000 vehicles using Hell's Revenge, but that doesn't, in a year.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean.
That doesn't mean they're going all the way over to the.
Yeah, most of the people go to the river and come back.
Yeah.
And some of them go to the abyss and come back.
My question is, well, sorry, just, thinking out loud, I have a few questions, and that was about numbers. for your business plan, do you have an estimate of how many people would probably stop and watch the movie and come up and eat at the food? I mean, what are you projecting for numbers?
I actually don't even have those projections. This is all, again, this is a chicken or the egg type of deal. I can't even begin to flesh things out because I'm legally not even allowed to do it right now. So the first conversation is, are we allowed to do this? What kind of capacity do we have to do this? I think I want to say I've seen some numbers that say 250,000 people visit the Sand Flats recreation area. If there's 50,000 vehicles, and I think that just the drive in itself, even without going anything onto the Sand Flats recreation area, I think that thing could stand alone on its own. The vehicle parking, I wouldn't say we could fit more than 100 vehicles up there, so regular occupancy, I'd say would be 60. Yeah.
Would you foresee having, right now with the zip lining, people are purchasing a zip line and going up. Would you foresee families being able to let's go to the drive-in theater and getting a ride up?
Yeah, I'm sure that there would be
Right.
some other products that would spill over just from not having their own tools to be able to facilitate that.
Because
Yeah,
that would be what a lot of people would want.
yeah,
And
I'm sure we could
almost
set up
thinking
a
the
shuttle.
opposite.
Oh, really?
I'm thinking of folks, how would you incorporate people coming from Hell's Revenge over
Oh, yeah.
and in?
They would
Same
have to plan
question, but
ahead.
different.
Yeah, they'd have to
Yeah.
be purchasing a ticket. So
Yeah,
you
everything
know.
has to be purchased, everything would
Yeah.
have to be limited.
So they'd be planning on doing it.
It wouldn't just be a show up and go.
Yeah,
It's
you can't just,
But it could be like zip in the day, movie in the night,
yeah.
for them.
Yeah, it all has to be ticketed.
What, Matt?
A few more questions. I assume you plan on just doing seasonal? I mean, not keeping it open year round.
Yeah, we would go just with the standard Moab season, stopped by December, head again in March, April, or March.
Okay. And then for the food cart, are you planning on doing beer, wine, alcohol along with food?
I think we can do an on-premise beer license, but the liability of getting somebody all liquored up and sending them on their way.
They're already doing it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to
I'm
ask.
I'm not trying to encourage it. We definitely won't do a liquor license. We'll probably just do a beer permit. But
okay, well, that leads into my next, idea for you. Just, besides having motorized vehicles go there, I would highly recommend a hiking trail. So people can walk up, park someplace and walk up and go see the movie, get something to eat and walk back down to their vehicle.
Currently it's a 2-mile road. I don't know that someone's gonna wanna walk home in the dark after a 2-mile thing. But even if you just did a mountain bike shuttle,
I wasn't too sure how far the walk would be from wherever.
It's less than that if you were to walk in from Linesback.
Okay, yeah, I haven't even gone
You
that.
can't drive in that way, but you can walk in that way.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
and this is a question of ignorance, but if that lot were to be rezoned, does that force road improvements?
No.
So it does not have to be upgraded?
Mhm.
It doesn't force them, it allows them.
Allows them.
It allows road improvements, it doesn't force them.
But without commercial uses, the road improvements would differ. You have to look into case law on that. I only looked in for commercials.
Okay.
What kind of thoughts and opinions do you have?
I'm just shell shocked right now, so it's okay.
What are we surprised about?
Well, just the Moab's growth and the whole tourism as a zoo event rather. Yeah, I mean it's too complicated to even discuss because Hell's Revenge is its own beast
I
within Sand Flats.
I disagree that it's too complicated to discuss. I think if that's the case, we need to discuss it.
Yeah.
Is that
I
type of
just-
commercial tourism something that we want to facilitate? We've been operating for over
Yeah.
10 years on that property,
I have done the zip line, I love it. I
Yeah.
think it's an amazing ecotourism where people get the UHV experience, they get walking between the
Yeah.
zipping. It's a good family event. No, I just was sharing personally, I
Yeah.
can't really do any intelligent output right now.
Thinking of a movie theater up there is crazy, is a big, I mean.
Well, for instance, if we just refer to the water park, Remember the,
Yeah.
what was
Kingsborough
that?
Water,
Yeah.
Kingsborough Water
Yeah.
Park.
I personally loved it. There are people that hated it.
I liked it
didn't
too.
Yeah.
I miss it.
But I was at that age, so
Yeah.
it's just a very, that would be a similar, very complicated thing
Yeah.
of the sort of,
I think a lot of our demographic is gonna be people, one, I would prefer to be locals. I would like to figure out some sort of incentive plans to incentivize locals to do it as a regular thing, whether it's a membership purchase or something that just like lowers that barrier to entry, that if, hey, you're a member here, now you get whatever, free headphone rentals and discounts off of food or something to try and encourage people who already live here, just because I want to be able to just go do that kind of stuff. And then there are the people who like have these overland rigs and, you know, off-roading is their life, and now we just give them a point to go to and they would love to go do it.
no, I just realized there are lots of families that visit Moab and they don't know what to do in the evening
Yeah.
or what to access. They don't get into ziplining, it's overbooked, it's too full, limited. There's a lot of tourism desire
Yeah.
that you see on the front side in Moab that's interesting.
It was very eye-opening to me to learn that so much of the not so much, but a portion of the Slickrock bicycle trail and a small portion of Hell's Revenge was on private land. I had no idea.
Nobody does.
So the idea is, yeah, I'm going up to Sand Flats, I'm gonna recreate Sand Flats, and now to learn that, you know, it's on borrowed land, so to speak. But I will say that 20 years ago, the first time I rode my bike on the Slickrock Trail, if there was a lemonade stand up there, I thought, this is wonderful, you know, it's
Yeah.
part of the experience. So a lot of it is what you're used to, what you expect. You know, adding something is, you know, and trying to get, you know, the community to accept it is a lot different than if it had been that way the first time you were there.
Yeah, and I've even been sharing some of these ideas with our own staff and saying like, what do you think this is? And there are some people who are just anti any development, but that's the same kind of logic that would say we wouldn't have the zip line there to begin with. So, you know, that I don't want to discredit people who say there should be zero additional development, but there, to me, we're either in a situation where we are able to sustainably grow or we are withering. And as a company, I would like to be able to offer some growth.
Yeah, and it's just part of that education or the understanding that these trails that we've been using for a big, large part of our lives are on private property.
Yeah, and nobody ever knows.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Right, but they're not remote. You think about being in a park, they're up in a park somewhere, and they are, but they're also on, you know, that's been used for our use.
Yeah.
well, and you know, when I first worked with Bynum and the zip line got put in and all that, I still have them. I had bought private property signs to put up. But then they said they didn't want them.
Well, we're not really trying to
So,
limit the access,
yeah.
you know, it's just more, even that argument isn't to say we want to limit access, it's just to say we would also like to be able to profit.
Well, the reason I wanted to put them up when we went through all this, you know, in 2012, was I thought it would be good for people to know that they're leaving Sand Flats and they're going on private property because they might treat it better.
Yeah.
You know,
Or they might treat the public lands better, because they understand the nexus that they don't currently.
And so I thought, okay, let's, you know, leaving Sand Flats, entering private property, no trespassing, you know, stay on the trail, something like that, and then when you go back in. But then, Bynum said, no, we're not interested in that. So I just still have a
We can
sign.
revisit that, because that was
But
my same thought.
I think
Because-
I think we'll probably, there's some signs as you
Come off of
off
the
of the road
bypass.
from over Challenge.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But there are people that come all the time just walking on Swiss Cheese Ridge
Oh, yeah.
that aren't even on a trail.
Yeah.
And that's how they'll end up on the, you know, city side of the bridge. Yeah, so I would never, you know, push somebody and say like, hey, you're trespassing. If you don't know you're trespassing, it's an accident, right? But if you've walked past a no trespassing sign, then that's a very different thing. So we will probably have to put up more signage because, you know, if I was a teenager, I'd try and sneak into the drive-in.
Well, I mean, we obviously, you know, like after the planning and zoning meeting where I watched that video, I said to my staff, could you go out there and make sure, look at the trail, you know, and just with this in mind? And they're like, yeah, we painted it last fall. It's still looking really good. Where Slickrock goes through, you know, and hell still looks good. So it's like, we always want to keep it marked well for all of our visitors, obviously. Yeah. But I was like, just go out there and look because we're hearing these problems of trespass. So, I mean, we're happy to do our part to keep the trail really well marked. And, you know, if we want to collaborate on some kind of signage,
Yeah.
you know, that would help keep people
Yeah.
just on the trail when they go through the private property.
I think a
You
lot of it
know,
would
I'm
just end up
happy to help with
being,
that.
yeah, it's just about being informed, but I'm totally down to collaborate on all of that.
Yeah, because, you know,
And a segue, when you come off of Hell's Revenge, the old way, you have an easement through Lions Back. I mean, that is a county road too, so you're exiting.
yeah.
It's not an easement,
Class
it's a county
D.
road.
It is a
Class
county
D
road,
road.
so yeah, yeah.
Oh, Kristen,
Everybody
were you
would.
ever able to find if we have records of any?
I have not
And
had.
Tom, you're
one
so, I know, you are doing 6 jobs.
He's going.
That is a D road. There isn't an easement for it. It is a county D road.
That's true. All of Hell's is a county D road.
So you don't have to
Have an easement.
have an easement for a D road. It's just a road.
Well, I think she was asking for the Sitla lands.
Yeah, the Sitla land where you go through, where Hell's Revenge comes out. And then also when you go in, because when you come over the fin at Hell's Revenge, then you're on Sitla property. As you go, before you get to the dinosaur tracks, from when you come down the fin till you get to the dinosaur tracks, you are on Sitla.
Oh.
And I tried years ago to get an easement for that. And Sitla said, well, we'll get to it.
That would be an encumbrance though.
What?
An easement would be an encumbrance for potential future development.
But because there's already a D road.
I can ask, I get the number.
When I move on to a real job, back to my real job, I'll work on that.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Once you're finished doing everybody else's jobs.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so
Of
much
course,
for.
yeah.
I think from BLM's perspective, it would be advantageous for all of us, and including the recreationists, to have that delineation definition of private, public.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, we could even have it in our maps, you know, like, this is the old map, okay? And so my new map doesn't have it, but my old map
Some of the guidebooks all
does
have
show
it.
that there's private.
Yeah, some of the guidebooks, or a lot of the guidebooks even
Yeah,
have it, the
you're-
4x4
Yeah, a
trails.
lot more
Sometimes
people know
should
the hot
show
tubs
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
private,
Yeah.
which is, I think, good.
So before making that big new sign at the
I don't
kiosk.
really know the benefit.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like if somebody flips over,
I
like,
think it would be helpful in the sense of the rest
And the
of the
house map.
1.8 million acres.
Yeah.
People are limited to designated roads and trails, and so
Spring of
defining them
2027.
in partnership with the
Yeah.
private adjacent owner is like, here's the trail, this is where you can go.
Yeah.
No, you can't go everywhere. I mean, back in the days of Area BFE, where it was just a playpen and awesome, that was great.
Yeah.
But it was
Big roads problems.
challenging for the rest of the area because people see that that's allowed there and it's not allowed anywhere else, and they don't know the difference.
Yeah,
So that's where I'm coming from
yeah, makes sense.
with that.
Yeah, because our old map showed the private property, and then we kind of digressed. So we can make sure when we reprint next year that we
I
show
would
private
love there to
property.
say a food truck right there, you know?
No.
Well, I'm not gonna put the food truck, but I can
But
say
you can't say
private property,
Fair enough, fair
you know,
enough.
and we could even have a little blurb about, you know, you're passing through private property here, stay on the trail, no trespassing, you know, I mean, everybody gets these,
Yeah.
so.
I think how many years we've had numerous folks asking for a toilet, including Sandflats, out at the river overlook. Here's something a little bit different too, and so even something as simple as a toilet and utilizing that service and amenity could be advantageous to
You
folks.
could have, one of those
Yeah.
trailers and people have to pay to use the
Yeah.
toilet, I mean,
Yeah,
they do it
They're
here,
all in
right?
the cities.
It's all in the
Yep.
You
cities,
can't go to
right?
the bathroom without.
yeah.
You probably make a lot of money.
Well,
The
especially if you're
toilet.
serving beverages of various types.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, we'll have to do free urinals and then paid flushing, because if we're really serving beverages and things are flowing, we don't want to discourage people from doing that in the appropriate places.
Right.
You know, it's a balancing act.
Right?
That's right.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time.
It's really interesting, thank you.
And objectively, I am always down to have conversations one-on-one, not from a place of conniving, but a place of collaboration to say, like, how do we solve these problems as a community? Because so many times I think we don't. And then if we're not working on them together, then it becomes this like adversarial role. And that's not really how we get anything accomplished, right? That's how we make nobody happy.
Well, we do a lot of collaborating here.
Yeah,
Work with
no,
the
this is
BLM,
great, yeah.
we're connected with the county, we have
Yeah.
our stewardship committee, we work, you know, Sitla, we used to have Sitla property up there we paid fees for, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're just all these different entities, all the outfitters that come up to Sand Flats, you know, there's just a lot of collaboration and communication, so,
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
yeah.
I do think, like you were saying too, in discussions, and I don't know where they would go with permitted outfitters up there, they may well find this as an attraction.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the movie, like you said, because that's a
Right.
longer
Yeah,
opportunity,
right,
but there may be something like the outfitters, you go out for a sunset, whatever, and they drop the people off, and then you provide a shuttle down, or something along those lines. It's just,
Yeah.
it seems like endless
Collaboration could happen.
opportunities.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I do remember years and years ago, it was Casey in particular that was talking about potentially expanding zipline over onto BLM in due time. And I don't know where those discussions are, if at all, but that was something that was on the table back then too.
We're experiencing a lot of growth right now. I think what we would end up doing would just be increasing our capacity on the current lines. If we just put 2 zip lines, you could double capacity without having to extend onto BLM.
Logistically, that seems to make more sense.
Yeah, and that just seems like such a big hurdle to reach otherwise. So we have a lot of growth opportunity before
Great.
having to really do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty fantastic.
And I think that these are ideas that people have had since day one. It's just I'm in an actionable position, you know, to be able to make those things happen. So that's why they're happening now versus whenever else.
Well, you're very articulate and nice.
Thanks, that's on the record.
Let's see, we'll support there's.
Tom, I see you're hiding here. Do you always have any conversations? Would you like to interject? Or are you just bearing witness?
Interject, not so much, but well, to say one thing about the private property signs, I've ridden on a number of trails that have a sign just stating you are now entering private property, stay strictly on the trail, or something like that, you know, short and sweet. And it seems to work rather than, you know, because people do ride off trail on Slickrock, and just saying that, you know, maybe a please in there, seems to do a lot.
Agreed. Yeah.
And maybe even
signage.
change the stripe paint color on the private property so that they remember.
Ooh, I like that. That's clever. Yeah, just that delineation. That's for sure. That's a great idea. Thank you.
I don't know how long it would last on Hell's Revenge. If we changed it, but Slickrock it would last.
There's not a lot of hills on your.
No, there isn't much Hell's.
It's just the hot tubs.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well, cool. Glad you asked him to.
Yeah, great.
Say something.
I have one more question. What
Yeah.
type of food would you serve at the
So that's the big debate. I want to go street tacos and popsicles, but the Jeep crowd is a very specific crowd. So it may be smash burgers and fry cones, like truffle fry. I kind of want to cook everything in duck fat, just to like really justify a price.
Say Raven.
It's so delicious.
You got Raven tacos,
Yeah.
patties.
Yeah.
You gonna do a deep fryer up there?
I don't know. I need to figure out all the logistics of what we
I
need to
think a
do.
deep fryer would be hard,
I don't think,
because the oil
So
check,
oil,
moving that oil back and forth and cleaning your fryers would be a big thing. We
Yeah.
can talk about that in another.
Yeah, that's a whole
Because
other.
that's
Maybe
another-
just jerky.
And I really feel like,
Just prepackaged. Here we go.
and the
Yeah.
micro trash, like even maybe serving your M&Ms and stuff in like a compostable plastic cup instead of the M&M, because you rip off that top of your can.
I think everything's,
Goes.
I think we're gonna go everything prepackaged can style, where it's just a pop top and it's a 2-piece unit. You know, it's easier to hold on.
And then you don't have the garbage flying everywhere, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think a fryer will be difficult.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
If you got an air fryer though,
I wonder if they make a commercial air
I bet
fryer.
they do.
I'm sure that.
And commercial
An
air fryer.
electric commercial air fryer.
There is the airport managed a restaurant that we couldn't have a fryer. We
So-
had an air fryer.
Amazing.
There you go, air fryer.
Yeah. Solving problems. You guys are great.
You have more meetings, than all the other.
Yeah.
Anything else, Matt? For questions,
No.
Anthony?
I'm good.
Okay, well then let's, if we've answered all the questions for now, I just have a few things, new topics on here. And go back to my PowerPoint.
Do we need to excuse them?
Yeah, you can stay or not if you want, but I'm sure Kristen probably has one of her 6 jobs to go back to. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Molly. Duh. Okay, so Matt, can you go back to the PowerPoint?
Yeah, give me 1
I
second.
have some Falcon Flow data, counter data there.
Yep, can you see it?
Yes. Okay, so, can you make it bigger? Okay, so we have 3 things you'll see here about Falcon Flow. And I don't know if we maybe need it bigger. So this is days of the week, I believe, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, days of the week. And it shows that Saturday is the biggest day. And you can see, yeah, now we can see the numbers on the left. So this is how many bicycles, like 250 bicycles on a Saturday. But Matt, can we see the top? Because I'm trying to remember what this is. Oh yeah, 4/5 to 5/30 in the dates. So April 5th to May 30th.
So this is the average of
It's an
bikes.
average bikes on a day of the week.
Fun trivia.
Yeah, and then the next slide, I can't remember now, but I think I have 3 of them. Yeah. Hours of the day.
Well, people don't get up early.
Now zoom in on that one if you could.
We know that from Arches.
7.
9 o'clock, yeah. Now remember, this was again the same dates, April 5th, it was still cooler. Yeah, not real hot. And then did we miss I guess there's another one. I can't remember if it was, there's another slide after this. Yeah, this one. This one, if you could zoom in on this one. So this,
Hold on.
that's okay. So this one is, the top is daily. Yeah, the top is the daily. You can see some of them are close to 400. And then the middle one is the weekly and the bottom one's the monthly. So let's go to the bottom with the monthly. And that shows that in April, we had 4,000 bikes. And in May, we had, 3,800 or something.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I had no idea that much traffic was going up there.
I didn't either. And the other thing is we need to correlate like our road traffic with our bike traffic and see if it's making sense. I was thinking when I was putting these in the PowerPoint.
Do you think these are people that are riding up sand flats and coming down? the ramp
No,
road?
I would say.
Okay, so this counter,
This is on the road.
this counter is at the Falcon Flow north entrance. So this is right near Porcupine. So they've
They're going
either,
in.
yeah, they're going in. This is where they're going in.
Yeah.
And this is one of our brand new counters.
I guess people are shuttled there too.
So it's not the road, it's actually a mountain bike.
Yeah, this is the actual mountain bike trail, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we were in shock. Is that saying that we had 7,800 people in 2 months on Falcon Flow?
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So,
Why is it like
And-
Trail Mix doing this, like?
And Andrew, how many people on Hell's Revenge? Do we have
well,
that data?
it was about 50,000 last year.
50.
Oh, in that month, I don't know. No, I'll have to look at, I didn't have him pull those for this meeting. Yeah, because we have a counter on Hell's entrance, we have a counter on Finn's exit, we have a counter on Slickrock, so I would like to compare it with Slickrock too. And we have a counter on Falcon. So, okay.
I would be very curious, I mean, it's fantastic trails, not in any way saying something like other than they're great trails, but I wonder if they're still new too, and that's why it's drawing so many folks. Be interesting to look 2 years from now and just see what the use is. Of course, it's not gonna be specific to new versus old, but just what are the use patterns over time?
Well, and this is also picking up the people that are doing the whole Raptor. that have started up above, because they're gonna come in here too, So it's not just people starting there, they are coming from up above and then getting on. So they could have been shuttled up to LPS. Then they're coming down Eagle Eye, Hawks Glide, and then they're coming by the Porcupine Rim toilet there, and they're going on Falcon, because they're gonna do the whole thing, the 9.5 miles.
Kind of says that we needed them.
What?
I mean, just these
The
additional
trails?
trails,
Oh,
yeah, that the interest is there.
Oh, the interest is there, that's for
Yeah.
sure. And
I mean,
we are
high
doing
school
this,
teams do it. I mean, I don't think they're gonna lose interest.
When then we
A
have
lot
the
of
new trails
locals
going
I
use
in.
think they're embraced as this.
you're right, when it's a loop,
Yeah.
there's gonna be
Yeah.
more people.
Well, the trails out there by the lake, because those won't go into these, it'll be even new. there's
That's
gonna be
just
trails
far
out there.
away, so I mean, like, my renters, I mean, they're riding from their rental
Yeah.
up and doing,
Oh,
that live here. I mean, they're the mountain bike crazy.
It's close to town, easy
Yeah,
after
easy
work.
town.
Yeah.
and we put this in for GCAT, I mean, for us too, but GCAT was like, we
But they
no,
maintain
yeah,
it
definitely.
still.
no, we're maintaining it. The trail?
Yeah.
No, we do a ticket collaboratively.
Okay, cause I mean, that's a lot of use on these trails.
No, so my staff, they ride it every
Okay.
week,
Okay.
and they keep track of what's going on, and then, if it's something that we can't handle, then we're gonna be talking to Tyson and to Evan and saying, all right, there's this problem spot, what should we do, we need to all come together and solve it, so yeah. And I had them do like a training with Tyson. I had Eric and Kathy do a training with Tyson this spring, so that we make sure we're all on the same page, so, yeah. Okay, next one, Matt. Oh, through the phone. Okay, so they did Adopt a Trail. This is GCAT has an Adopt a Trail program now. And so there's 3 people also that are riding the Raptor route every month. And they have a nice form that they fill out online that goes to Evan of any problems they see, and then Evan lets me know about it.
Yeah, that's
Two.
kind of what I was.
Yeah,
referring
so
to.
there's this too. And
Yeah,
it's
sounds familiar.
Kirsten
Okay.
Peterson and Dave that are doing Eagle Eye and Hawks Glide, and then it's someone else I don't know named Matt that's doing, I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name, but I don't know him, but he's doing Falcon. So he's just another entity watching the trail and helping, like a little raking and stuff, and rock lining and pointing out problems. So, yeah, so that's a great program, I think. And, okay, PLM and Grand County updates. Oh, but wait, I tricked you. I gave you your updates. I gave you your topics. I just want to let the group know about the rope swing. Now, I did go out there with Carrie, the proposed rope swing idea off of
Just
Slickrock.
a particular location.
Yeah, and I do,
Is this
Matt,
part
I
of
have a
Ravens
slide
Rim?
on that. Don't I have a
Is this part of
slide?
Ravens Rim?
No,
No, this is totally different.
Who is
Here we go, zoom in.
Carrie Nelson, who's an outdoor rec planner with the Bureau of Land
Her and
Management.
I and Kathy Dickey hiked out there to this location.
Well, is it on private land?
No,
Oh, so this is someone.
this is another thing.
This is another
thing.
rope swing in addition, and another location that was softly proposed.
Oh, you mean like through outfitters?
Another company.
Okay,
Another-
outfitters wanting a ropes.
Yeah,
A particular outfitter has a soft proposal request, so they went out to take a look at
Okay.
this location.
and it gets into the wilderness study area pretty quick.
From what I understand, I wasn't on the site visit.
Yeah, I might know more than you.
You very well might,
Okay.
the location is actually not in the WSA, but it's adjacent to it. And there may be some wildlife issues.
Right, so the latest, what Carrie said when I went out with her a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago is she needs to find out where this outfitter
Right.
wants to put the bolts.
Yeah.
And then they can figure out if it's in the WSA. Plus, they can't leave them up all the time. They have to like take the thing down.
And when you say
And so-
leave them up, she's
Leave
talking
them
about the
equipment.
actual infrastructure, not just the bolts, because the bolts would in theory be
Permanent,
installed and
yeah.
permanent. They wouldn't be removed and
They mean the
reinstalled.
actual
The rope
swing.
swing part
Right.
has to be taken down. Like you have somebody, you do have an outfitter that is doing this somewhere right now.
We do, yeah, for several years now, under a permit, correct.
And do they have to take it? They can leave it up for like 3 days?
They
and
have a
can't?
window of opportunity and specific stipulations, yes,
Do they camp by it?
they do.
See, that's a weird thing. Like we wouldn't want people camping there.
Right.
So, anyway, I just want to let you know this is going on. And the other thing that's going on is, and I don't know if it got approved yet, but this
No.
is this theater just gonna grab this. People want to be in the play. I went out there the same day. We killed 2 birds with 1 stone with Carrie and Kathy and this woman, Ash. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting her last name. She has a grant from the city to do this theater project, and she's interested in doing it up at Slickrock. And so we went out with her as well, and she showed us the location. So it's pretty interesting.
Is Ash not a they? Is this she?
It's a woman.
Well, but did they address themselves as they?
No.
Okay.
No.
I know an Ash.
Sorry.
I was just trying to identify.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So we went out there with her, and she was showing us 6 locations she's interested in using for the 6 different acts. And so the first one is like this is an audition for people to be in part of the play. The play would happen in September, the 3rd week of September. It's for 3 days. They have 1 show in town as part of the Red Rock Arts Festival that's supposed to be, they need to have one that's accessible to everyone because this play is a hiking play. So it starts out, you meet at the Slickrock parking lot, people have already bought their tickets ahead of time. They show their QR, they show their ticket on their phone or whatever. And then they go into I'm sorry I didn't take pictures of this, but like the bowl, when you first go into Slickrock, there's kind of that bowl over to the right. Remember years ago, they had like the mule and the bicycle having a contest.
Yeah.
So it's that area there. And they have their first act there with, she's not sure on the number. She might have like 60 to 80 people. So everyone's in that first place. It's a big open area. And they have the first scene. Then they break into groups of, let's say there's 60 people, they'll have 4 groups. There are 15 people in each group that is led to 4 different locations off of the Slickrock bike trail. And 2 of them one of them goes to the right and 3 of them go to the left. I mean, the locations along there. And the last one is kind of on the way to Echo Viewpoint. And so they're big locations though. They have lots of room for the actors to be and the people to be watching. And so people see the acts in a different order. And then they all come back to a location next to the first location, but a little bit over for the last scene. And their props are gonna be just like, not props, their sets are just gonna be like cardboard sets that they'll just set up that night as they're doing it. So nothing will be left out there was our understanding. Because we were worried about vandalism or getting blown away or whatever, So anyway, that's what sounds pretty interesting. And she's done these with other communities and she got a $10,000 grant, I guess, from the city to do this.
Like a wrap funding or something, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And my daughter loves that. I just sent it to her.
So it sounds like a cool
They
thing.
started advertising, not a location. but
Right,
I
not a
think I
location.
saw an ad.
Well, she's put these up for auditions for people
Okay.
to that want to be in it. And those people, when they break off and go to those other locations, they're going to be led with like a ranger that's leading them to those locations. And we picked out like the paths to go and the locations with her. And she's going to write it up and turn it into the BLM. Yeah. So it's a cool idea, something new.
I think
Yeah.
it's super cool.
So, and then I think they're gonna charge something, and then since they're charging, you know more than me about this part of it, but anyway, somehow she's trying to figure it out so they wouldn't have to pay the fee to come into Sand Flats.
Well, if it's under
it's
special
under
recreation
special
permit,
recreation
there's
permit.
not an additional need to pay to
Right.
enter Sand
Right,
Flats.
she
Yeah.
does it that way. So, Okay, so did you have other things? I can
No,
give you some
we
of
talked
these.
about the
People
e-bike bit and
Do you want, does anyone want these? I have copies. So that's it. And do you have any county commission things we should know about?
Not really. I was gonna mention that I had spoken with Ricco, because I said this is a group that I think would be good to come talk to. But does anybody have any questions there's so much going on. When this is only a quarterly meeting, I can't even fathom the things that we've gone over in the last quarter. And all that I've learned since the last time we saw you. But so if anybody has questions for me, I would answer something if there's something that was curiosity on.
I have any, I don't pay attention as much as I should to the commission meetings.
Yeah.
That's maybe when I have to present something that I'm more involved, but
Yeah.
there's so much going on.
There is, it's crazy. I'm just always just like, every day I think I have an easy day and it's not very easy.
Never
Do you have a
stops.
question, Molly? You kind of look like you have a question.
Well, maybe not to you specifically, but can we put something on the agenda for how we're going to accumulate ideas or statements of on this?
Well, what,
Because I think it's fairly interesting, but as
you
a,
mean the off-road or the whole project?
the whole project, as a stewardship committee, what is our role here? I mean, this is private property.
Okay, well, remember we started drafting up
Yeah.
a letter.
Right.
So what I think now we should do is wait until they turn it into the planning commission and it goes through the planning commission
Okay.
like last time. And then we decide if we wanna,
Okay,
Send
I
in the letter.
recommend maybe adding to the agenda what the next meeting is in 3 months, but that we have some sort of gathering of comments or information. Can we do that? Because for instance,
I'd imagine by then they may have moved through some planning and zoning meetings or hearings or
Yeah.
whatever, and there might be some more information, but definitely put it on an agenda.
well, just, I mean, as a group of people just noting things, I just have a few flags that I couldn't bring up before, but like, I'm curious as to why they're making this whole thing about the hot tub. So it clearly says area of trespassing.
Mhm.
I'm just foreseeing that some of these things are setting up a stage to progress to that is trespassing.
well, Kristen said that because they have not blocked it off for all these years, that prescriptive,
Okay,
it's.
I'm just worried why they're making such a huge deal out of it.
I see them as being separate issues. I agree, we shouldn't act until they've,
Oh, I'm not about
Yeah.
acting, I'm just
But-
maybe pooling some concerns or statements
I
for.
think the issue with trespassing is a standalone issue. If they're not concerned about it, sounds like Ricco wasn't overly concerned about it.
I just foresee them, then they could charge money for the hot tub. Like, they can be like, this is private land, you can't come over here. I could see them saying,
Well, they could.
this is,
Yeah.
They could charge, right?
so then this is none of our concern. It's just, I'm just saying there seem to be setting up
Yes,
some
they
stages.
put it in 2 places, they
Yeah,
mentioned the
about
trespassing.
trespassing,
Well, Mark
and
brought it up.
specifically the hot tubs.
Mark brought it up a lot.
And about money, like Eldred Binge makes money, we want our fair share. I'm just foreseeing some interesting.
But I think it's to also try to push for them to be able to get their project across. Like we allowed the community and all of you to make all this money off this land. And so let it, like, why would you push back on us? That's how I kind of take it. But yeah, you can definitely see that everybody has its forward thinking.
Okay, so I just didn't know if we as individuals want to be able to put our concerns somewhere, or does it not matter? Like it's really out of our hands, or as Sand Flats, maybe just that you're talking about more signage or delineation or giving people on the trail.
Or thinking about the new letter that you might send to the commission as this gets closer to being approved or not approved or whatever,
so-
coming before public, because it's gonna have to come.
Throwing it out there.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
What
there would be
do you time
possibly
to
plenty of
comment?
time to think about it
and if
have
anyone
comments
didn't
and-
see this one, it's adorable. I just thought we should all take a look at it. It's
Some of the
actually really
little-
cute.
The little cars.
Yeah, and I thought it's so.
It's the that's the drive-in theater with the
Yeah,
screen
I love
and the little cars. Sorry, okay, sorry, that's just, I just wanted to know
No, I
if
think
we, as a steering
Having
committee,
them
could
do it.
accumulate some.
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
concern or
That's
statements,
I-
or if it doesn't really gets out of our hands.
Well, no,
But I'm worried about the tree. The tree, well, maybe, I mean, we don't need to worry
It
about
doesn't adjourn the meeting.
no, those easements are prescriptive easements, so we don't have to worry about us losing the easement. That was my first concern when this,
That's why I asked that clarification.
Yeah.
all came up, because why wouldn't you be? Because we were like, okay, well, we could move the Hauser Benjamin maybe if we had to, if we lost it, but we couldn't move the Slickrock.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting seeing these pictures. I think Melody's right. I think they're trying to make an emotional argument about people have been trespassing our land, we're concerned about that. But I don't think they're really interested in forcing people out of the hot tubs at this point.
Well, Bynum never was back then. I
I think they just
told
wanna
him.
use it as a point of like, give us what we want, we've given you what you want all these years,
Oh.
Yeah.
okay,
But-
so just interesting discussion points, I just thought
But
Really?
really,
Totally.
Separately from that, if they had a concern about that, they by all rights should say you need to make sure you're not without.
Well, they could fence it. We don't have to build the fence, is what Kristen
I don't
said.
think that's an
They would,
issue.
well, you were saying it too. I mean, it's
Well,
not
and if
our
they're gonna
responsibility.
charge for access, whether it's for the amenities that are there or the amenities that are perceived to be natural, like the hot tubs, then they're gonna have to have some type of fencing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would never have foreseen Lions back as being closed and not accessible, and look, they did it. It closed, no one drives it.
Yeah.
It's fenced.
But it was Sitla, so,
Very tops.
I mean, you know, it wasn't like BLM.
Yeah,
Or,
I think it would be interesting to get that SIDLA information though, to make sure that those easements or whatever are in those pieces, but.
yeah, I was very worried about them years ago, and then but then Bill Jackson wasn't worried. Bill Jackson's like, it's a Class D road. You don't have to worry. It's going through Sitla, it's a Class D road, but
And she seems to say the same thing.
well, I think she's gonna work on it though, because she said it's still going through Sitla. Like, what are the rules with Sitla and Class D roads? That's the question.
I think Class D roads are Class D roads and you can't take them away. Just from what I've learned, you know, in my 6 months. I've learned so much.
You might be right.
Okay, we're gonna do a segue, I just thought maybe for the next agenda, or just to address
Yeah,
the agenda.
yeah.
And then and do you want the subject for the TRT tax for promotion on there?
Yeah,
Well,
just because it's very interesting to pursue.
yeah, I think, and if Andrew wanted to pursue it in the future, in the meantime, she probably could
Yeah,
too.
I mean, this year, we already budgeted to pay for it ourselves.
Yeah, but it's a good time, and that's usually whenever MTAB starts getting their budget together to recommend to the commission what the marketing plan is for next year. So I think that that's a great time to talk about on your
For
agenda
next
in
year.
September.
Because see, we have two proposals from Mark. We have one that's ancient forest. And the other one is the critters that come out at night.
Yeah.
And so, and really the idea about the ancient forest was actually a Science Moab people idea, but they didn't have any funding for it. And they had come to Mark in the past, and so CNHA is interested, and, you know, I don't know if BLM has anything, so, but if TRT has, you know, all this, it's just that
We don't have any money,
we
but
don't
we're
have any money.
interested.
We're interested, okay.
And I apologize, I have to run out to
Yeah,
the arena
no,
for the
we're-
Red Rock Rally,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm gonna head out.
Oh, okay, well, they
It's the
were,
Red Rock.
we had an
I
interesting
heard
thing this
about the
morning with
incident
them.
regarding Elder
Yeah,
River, so
yeah.
I get a chance to talk to them. I know Carrie Nelson already talked.
Yeah, Carrie Nelson talked to him for me.
Yep.
So it was a little,
Everybody
yeah.
Good luck with the heat, good to see you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
for the
you.
awesome work
Should we
you do.
adjourn, or should I motion?
Yeah, we can adjourn. Matt, you still with us?
So like you guys are
Yeah,
just chatting.
I'm turning the recording off.
Okay, thank you.
Well-
Thanks, Matt,